from different places, we all have different names. No matter what life brings us, Jesus is the same. We're just your Methodist to the madness. Methodist to the madness. Methodist to the madness. Methodist to the madness.
Hi, guys. Hey, Beth.
Hi, Jessica.
Oh, hi. Wait,
Whoa,
I wasn't ready.
Whoa, Tim, that's TMI. Let's relax.
Less is less, Tim.
Less is less.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's
what I decided.
That's what Jessica said. I didn't say that.
Okay. Oh, okay. I thought I misheard.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Well, how are you guys doing? It's been a couple weeks.
In a couple weeks.
What?
That's true.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks indeed. Are we starting? Oh, yeah, I guess we're starting.
We already started.
Hello. Oh, we already started.
Good update. Just kidding.
Yeah, that's a good update. Yeah, so if we started, we did. Excellent. So I wanted to
What's going on with you, Tim?
So I have a few things actually. The first is that what is it? So I realized for my reading fiction that the reason why I haven't been actually doing it as much as I would have liked is like unless you happen to just be living by yourself, which I think there are people that do that, but I am not living by myself. My mom and I live together, and then I have like 2 dogs, and we're just hanging out. And it's hard for me to actually read if I'm concerned about noise. And so I figured out that was one of my major problems. There's this psychological phenomenon called misophonia. And it basically means the hatred of sound. And I used to have misophonia in an extremely significant way, to the point that I would always have to tell my mom to like turn down the TV just because like the sound would just make it really hard for me to concentrate on anything. But then I cured myself of it by my mom and I would watch TV and eat dinner together. And it was really an amazing therapy. And I'm like, wow, I didn't expect that I would respond like to exposure therapy this well for something like this. And so when it comes to reading fiction, I actually didn't realize that I was still experiencing misophonia, except it was for reading fiction. And that was a huge realization for me to come to that. Like, wow. So now I feel like if I can just not get distracted, which, with ADHD is kind of hard, then I can actually read more. And it's like really amazing. So that's my first update. And the second thing that I wanted to share is, so I happened to stumble upon this video that was like 6 minutes on YouTube. And it was about this guy saying, you need to be bored. Here's why. And he explained what I've already known about boredom, but he explained it in such an interesting way that it was super compelling for me. Boredom is actually something that unlocks what they call the default mode network in the brain. And so that's equivalent to like, if you're just like, if you were asleep, you were dreaming. It's the same thing with when you're awake. If you have no stimulation whatsoever, then your brain tries to like gather up some sort of like information in a beneficial kind of way. And so I decided to like more purposely be bored. And it's actually been helping me so much, especially because I put it together with what I learned from the book, The Power of Now, which is to stop trying not to think so that you could focus on the present moment. So I'm just like sitting there with no stimulation, bored. And I'm trying not to think. And it's actually been like a really peaceful experience for me, and actually makes me realize that before smartphones and social media, there was like nothing that you could do but be bored. Like being bored was like normal. Like, oh, I don't feel like watching TV, and you just like sit there and you're just like bored. And like you'll probably complain to somebody you're living with or whatever. Like, I'm bored. What do you want to do? But now with social media, it's like we just distract ourselves with like these posts on Facebook or like these videos on YouTube, and like in my case, like saving them to playlists or whatever. And it takes us away from that creativity that comes from boredom. And then, of course, like a few episodes ago, I was talking about stillness. So it's like now I'm like sitting there with no stimulation and being still in my thoughts. I'm just trying not to think. So I'm being still in my mind, and it's just been so like therapeutic for me. So yeah, these are my updates that I thought I would share. So I do recommend like just be bored, just sit there with no stimulation and try not to think too much. What you may find is your thoughts just generate. And it was kind of pleasant. I was driving home from work and I was trying not to think, and I had nothing on. And I started like daydreaming, and it was actually a really pleasant daydream. And I'm like, wow, like it kind of felt like I was dreaming, but I'm awake. And, that's a daydream. But I hadn't daydreamed like that in a really long time. So it was really neat. So yeah, that's all I got for my update.
That's great, Tim. I can't help but quit. Like, how do I hold on a second? Let me put words in a complete sentence. So I just was going to say a bunch of words and you guys had to put them together and guess what I was going to say. I can't help but think about what you said about having misophonia, because all I can think of is me so funny. Me so funny.
Me so funny. We love
so
you.
Funny. Me so funny. So I think you kind of got like a 2-for-1 deal there, Tim.
I did. Yeah. It's like buy one, get one free or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Tim, do you have noise canceling headphones?
Yeah, but if my mom needs something, then like I gotta be like not completely isolated, So it's like it's an interesting problem,
You should work out a system. Somebody I used to know, when he would get really into stuff on his computer, like he didn't like it when like his mom would come in and interrupt him or like try to talk to him. So what she did was she would just turn the light off and back on. And that's how he knew that like, she needed something from him.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really good.
So.
Yeah. The other thing, if it's something that I really need to not be interrupted on, is I could just like set aside like, the way I like to put it is I need some time for myself or to do my own activities. I need some time to do my own activities. So that's a good thing for sure. But I do like to be interruptible. So maybe a combination of the two would be good. Like just legit, like if I'm waiting around, like maybe I'm going to go take the dogs out with my mom and she's still getting ready. I could still read my book, even though she's got the TV on. That's what I'm saying. Like not being like, basically feeling imprisoned by like misophonia or just what?
Kidding. But being imprisoned by noise.
Oh yeah. I was being imprisoned by noise. Exactly. Yes. Yes. Misophonia actually means being imprisoned by noise.
Yeah, I believe it. I have selective misophonia.
That's good.
I can if I'm watching TV and eating with my family, I can do that. But if somebody else is eating and I'm not, and they're trying to talk to me with all of their chompy chomps, I'm like, I can't do it.
Right.
And so I have to like get up and leave. Like if I'm sitting at the talk to me, like what? And I'm like, it's a horrible problem to have because it's not personal.
I know, exactly.
I know.
Yeah, I think
It's
for the
like-
most part I'm safe from the food eating thing, except there was one time where my mom was eating like the crunchiest chips I've ever heard.
Kettle chips. Those are kettle chips.
Kettle
Hands down, you
chips.
don't have to say what kind of chips. I know they're kettle chips. They are
They
so loud.
definitely are. They're definitely not ruffled because those are
No.
hard, but not as hard as kettle chips.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was completely like amazed at how loud the bites were.
It reminds me of when
Like-
when I'm in bed and Amber and I are about to go to bed and I'm like, I kind of want a snack before bed because that's what I do. And she's like ready to go to bed and all of a sudden I have this something and I'm like coming to bed and I'm like this. Like just opening something. Then I start crunching and she will slowly look over and go, are you almost done? It's like it's the funniest
That's
thing.
funny.
Yeah. Sometimes
Yeah.
I'll like go a little extra just because I'm like, this is amazing.
You know, they used I don't know if they have this anymore, but a few years ago they used to have this like biodegradable like potato chip bag. And like Sun Chips had it and maybe other suppliers had it for potato chips. Anyway, biodegradable, yes, but also extremely loud. Like the loudest chip bag you've ever heard. Like just imagine a plastic bag like 5 times louder than that.
It's
Basically.
like opening one of those plastic containers that have like muffins in them.
Oh, like the deli container, you know, like those kinds of things, like the muffins or like the sandwiches, whatever, you name it. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
You can't have a midnight snack with people sleeping with one of those.
Yeah,
No.
I guess not. You know, why can't we just like mute our mouths or something? Like
And you know
when
what
we're
I was
eating,
just
like
thinking?
eating. Go ahead.
It wouldn't even be the humans. It wouldn't even be the humans that are like, oh, you're eating something. All of the animals would come out and be like, hey, are you eating something?
That's true. Yeah, the animals usually notice right away.
I can have a midnight snack, but I'm also followed by 4 dogs 24/7, 365. So
Exactly.
anyway.
That's really funny.
Yeah. Oh my
Well,
gosh. Well, speaking of dogs following you, which one of you wants to share an update?
Well, who wants to follow up after Tim? Go for it, Beth.
I'll go. I don't remember anything from 2 weeks ago because it was so long ago, and who cares? I sure don't. Just kidding.
It felt like 3 months ago. No, I'm just kidding.
It kind of did. And it's weird. Like it's not weird. I can never remember what Sunday was the trunk or treat, and that was fun. We had a lot of people and sold some hot dogs. My trunk, I feel like it's my duty as I like to call myself a children's minister, even though I'm not a minister, but it's the children's ministry. So I feel like as the children's minister, it's my duty to like, you know, pester my family to bring their trunks too. So it feels like there's more trunks there. And technically there were, because Craig brought his car and Owen brought his car, but instead of decorating 3 different cars with 3 different themes, I just decorated 3 trunks as Yeehaw VBS themed. And
oh, that's cool.
I had our name tags wouldn't stay on, but our costumes were, I was dressed up as a Haas dog, which is Haas Cartwright from Bonanza mixed with hot dogs. So that was fun. And then Craig and Owen and Jonah, they had on their regular clothes, but I made them wear cowboy hats. And the amount of time I spent on the internet looking for cowboy hats that were similar enough, but also cheap enough to pass as every member of the Cartwright gang. It was a long time, but so Craig was Ben Cartwright. He's the dad. And then Jonah was little Joe Cartwright, who's the youngest. Owen was Adam, who's the oldest. And then I was Haas. So it's not weird that Craig was my dad for this Halloween, but I made them wear name tags that said, "Hello, my name is Haas Cartwright," and but those kept falling off. It was funnier in my head, but anyway, that was fun. And then sometimes I like to buy random concert tickets, usually to Jason Mraz. And I think I saw him in May, but then like later it was like, oh, see him in Riverside. And I was in October, and I was like, don't mind if I do. And so yesterday I drove to Riverside and saw Jason Mraz at the Fox Performing Arts Center. I think, I don't remember what it was. But anyway, it's the same place we saw Weird Al perform his original songs a few years ago that I took the boys to. And
cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. And speaking of being bored, Tim, it wasn't that so much, but like I went to the concert and he came out, like before it started, he came out to introduce the opening act and talk about this vinyl album that he collaborated on. And I can't remember what cause the money goes to, but he likes to, do good things for, good causes and stuff. I didn't buy the record. It doesn't matter. But so he was talking about that, buy this record, there's only 1,000 made, blah, 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 blah. And I took pictures of him like at that time. But then like for the whole rest of the concert, I was just like, I don't feel like taking my phone out and taking pictures and watching the concert through the lens of my phone. And so I just didn't. I took
nice
pictures at the beginning and then just sat there, enjoyed the concert for the rest of the time. And I am a little sad that I didn't get pictures, but at the same time, I'm like, I feel like I got more out of the experience because I wasn't trying to be like, oh, I got to make sure I show all my friends on Facebook this part or whatever.
Right, so, exactly.
And then there's a restaurant that was within walking distance. I got a hotel that was within walking distance from where he was performing. That was 5 minutes away. So I just had to walk 5 minutes and then I was able to walk back. But there was this restaurant that was the space that it was on was huge. It was called Tio's Mexican Restaurant, I think. And it had all of these like massive sculptures that looked like they were made out of recyclable materials, like soda cans and like like aluminum cans that you get your soups in or whatever. Are those made out of tin? I don't know. A lot of them were like, most of them were like flattened down to look like sheets, and then they were all painted in all these really cool things. There was like a butterfly and like a whole bunch of other stuff. So I didn't get to go to that restaurant, but the next time, hopefully I'll remember that restaurant's there the next time I find my way at the Fox Performing Arts Center or whatever it is. So that's my update.
Wow.
Treat and Jason Mraz.
Wow. That sounds like that's like, what?
Go ahead.
I was going to say you got a 2-for-1 deal too. Wow.
Yeah, I did. And I figured out what my trunk or treat theme will be for next year, because it might have been Owen who said, man, we need to figure out a good theme for all of this wind that works with the wind. And I was like, I got it, pinwheels. So next year my theme is going to be pinwheels, and I'm just going to get a whole bunch of pinwheels and then let them do all the work.
I don't know why I was thinking like that's a lot better than like having a fan. You know how people have fans for like to deal with the heat? But then I'm like, wait, that doesn't even make sense. Why would you bring out a fan when it's windy? What are you going to do? Like fight the wind or something? I don't know. It made that
Yeah,
that's something that made sense in my head. Like you were saying something made sense in your head. It's exactly what happened just now. It's crazy.
You know how you should definitely fight fire with fire?
What?
You should definitely fight fire with fire. And you should also fight wind with wind. So it does make sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm
Anyway.
going to do that. I think I might have a fan that I got for my work. And I'll try using that when it's really windy and see what happens.
Please
I'm
do.
not sure how it's going to go. I know that if I were to fly a kite, that would be better. But who does that anymore? I mean, no, actually, people do that. What?
I also told Owen that we would give out kites. That's what we'd give out.
Really?
Yeah.
That is so cool.
The cheap ones, though, they get expensive. Anyway,
did you actually tell him that?
I did. He was like, "Don't give out kites," and I was like,
"Did I actually like? Wow, that's amazing that I came up with kites and knew."
You predicted. Well, the future hasn't happened yet, but you predicted what will be in the future.
Oh wow, that's so exciting.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway,
okay, speaking of pinwheels and kites, what's going on, Jessica?
Yeah, can you top pinwheels and kites?
Yeah, so I used to fly kites when I was a kid. That was something I did with my grandfather. And,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and this past couple of weeks have been super busy. I feel like it was just September 1st.
It was. What's happening?
Wait. Yeah, I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
But let's see where to start. Last week, it was the Television Academy Media Educators Conference, and I went to that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. My grandfather and my mom flew in on Tuesday night so they could watch Miles. And so Miles got to meet his great grandpa, and that was wonderful. And on Saturday, we went to Underwood Family Farms and got a pumpkin.
Wow.
And my grandpa was like, I have never seen a pumpkin patch this big before. That when I thought you said pumpkin patch, I was thinking a pumpkin. Anyways, he was pretty impressed with that. So that was very cool. And I got to show him, our farm while he was here, which was pretty awesome because he's a farmer and I consider him to be a huge hero in my life. So it was great to have him see the things that I've been able to do because he instilled that work ethic and passion for taking care of land and stuff. So that was pretty neat. But so Saturday we went to the pumpkin patch, got home around 4, and then Amber and I went out to dinner to celebrate her birthday a little early. So my mom, they could watch Miles so we could go out to dinner. So we went out to dinner on Saturday night. We were exhausted, but then we went to church on Sunday morning and we made the decision that we were exhausted. And we're like, we had signed up for trunk or treat and we were just like, I don't even know. Like, one, it was really hot and what Miles would have worn would have been impossible for him to be in for 2 hours. I mean, we're even concerned about like Halloween too, because it's supposed to be really warm for Halloween. But we went and ran errands like right after church. We got home at 2:30 and we looked at each other and we were like, I don't think this is going to happen this year. And we took a nap for an hour and a half. We woke up. We ended up taking a nap and we woke up at around like probably 5 o'clock. So we were like, I guess we really are not going to trunk or treat. Yeah, I mean, I just feel like we both keep looking at each other going, are things going to slow down? Like it just is like so many things. We're just always like so busy. And I think it's just, I'm hoping it's just like a temporary thing where like things just came up and it ended up being busy. like this past Tuesday, we had a couple guest speakers speak to our, like the students of our, like of mine. I don't want to say ours. But I had a couple guest speakers come in, and they were the Hageman brothers. They co-created Hotel Transylvania. And so I was able to meet them, and they're really cool guys. And my favorite part was when they left and they, thanks again, Jennifer. And I was like, you got it. But anyways, so that was like Tuesday night. I mean, it's just like every day has just been one thing after another. So busy. And I'm like, I think we're going to be able to chill out for a little while, because the holidays are coming up. We're not going anywhere.
Okay.
So that's the hope. But like that's literally been the past couple of weeks. It's just been so busy. Lots of really good memories though. And I think that's the good takeaway. And Amber turned another year older. So that is awesome.
Yeah.
So
That's really good. Yeah. Happy belated birthday, Amber.
Oh, congratulations. Another year older.
Yeah. Did she just like become another year older in 24 hours?
She became another year older, yes.
Oh gosh.
Within 24 hours.
Wait, this is the Word Problems podcast episode.
Yeah.
So Jessica,
that's great. I'm glad you caught that, Jessica.
Yeah.
So in my experience, Jessica, it does slow down a little bit. I feel like when you're getting another person ready, like aside from yourself, everything just feels exhausting because you have to get yourself ready, you have to get the kid ready, and it gets, I don't know if it gets less busy because life's always busy, but once they learn to, the toddler years is also like the same. It feels like it takes forever to get out of the house because you got to get a little person ready and then yourself ready. And then you got to make sure you have all the snacks and the stuff that your little person needs. But once they can dress themselves, that's like a game changer. But if you think you're going to get out of the house earlier, you're not, because they take forever. And it's like, I could do this faster than you, but you have to let them do it. So
yeah, I think that's
nice
one
when
thing
they get the independence, but then like you have to have a lot of patience because their independence takes forever, and not just in the toddler years.
Right.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think that's like what's been so hard is that we don't like to be late for things, and so we're trying to figure out how we can tackle that. But
you're gonna just be late to things. I think, a little bit.
Yeah.
And even like, he's getting older now, and it's crazy. He's 7 months old.
That's so cool.
Today. And he already has his two bottom teeth. His two top teeth have already poked through. And
wow,
he is just Mr. Squirmy. Like, we'll try to change him on the changing table, and he just wants to like flip over and grab things. And so it's like, there's so many times where like, okay, I think his diaper's on sideways, basically. He just wants to twist. And like we're waiting for the moment where he like officially starts crawling, because he's really good at rolling. He will roll, and he could probably roll across the entire house to get to where he wants to go. So we have to like contain him in a playpen, and even that, then he's like, his face is like pressed up through the screen, and he's like, So anyway, so yeah, I feel like there's certain things he's become super independent with, But there's other areas where it's kind of like it's making things one more step of complication and complexity. And so we're having to kind of navigate all of that. So,
Jessica, go ahead, Beth.
I want to tell you one more thing. Like if you're late for stuff, the people on the other side of that who are waiting for you to show up understand that you'll probably be late. And that's like the best excuse. Oh, sorry, the baby. Like you can just be late people now because you have kids. I was on time all the time, and then I had kids and I was like, I'm a late person now. Just kidding. I've always been a late person and I'm working on it. It'll be a work in progress for the rest of my life.
Yeah. For me, I basically am just late and I don't even have a good excuse for being late. So I hope you don't get to that, Jessica.
Executive
but if you
dysfunction.
Do, then...
That's the excuse.
Right. Yeah. So if that happens, Jessica, then you do have some company that it's just like the no excuse party. Like be what is it? Not fashionably late, but like no excuses late. It's like a new thing now. You don't have to worry about the fashionably late, like wearing something fashionable. No, you're just no excuses late. So
no, I'm lucky if I get to the house and get one last look before I leave, because I'm literally like, I'll get in the car and I'm like, looking, okay, I'm wearing pants. This is great. I made it. Like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. You know, that's something I will have to check from now on, because I check a lot of things before I leave. I got to check that I got pants on. You know, there's things that you got to check, and that could be one of them.
Yeah, but things to kind of check, though. I think in terms of at the church.
Yeah, what's checking out at the church?
There's so much you guys could check
checking out at the church.
Checking it out. Checking it out.
Like at the grocery store.
Yeah. So first and foremost, the youth group, their next event is on December 7th. So it's going to come up quick.
That's great.
Is heading towards the end of October. Just put that in your calendars, folks. But one thing to keep in mind is on Saturday, November 1st, it's the Quilters and Crafters in the social hall from 9 a.m. to noon, along with the United States, along with the United States of America. We'll be meeting in the fireside room from 9 to 10 this Saturday. Might want to show up early because that's a lot of people.
Right. Yeah.
Be in the fireside room.
Right. Yeah. Like 50 states worth of.
Yeah. 51 if we're going to count Puerto Rico.
Right. Exactly.
In addition to Saturday from 10:30 to 12:30, Grief Share is going to take place in the fireside room. That's after everyone in the United States leaves. And then
excellent.
The following Saturday, on the 8th, the American Red Cross blood drive is going to take place from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the social hall. And then that Sunday, you want to return the bags to the fireside room for the Thanksgiving basket assembly. So for anybody that got one of those bags, I'm sure they're referencing the missions team bags.
Right.
So we actually got a couple. We're going to get some pumpkin pies. And I'm like, I think we need to get Costco pumpkin pies because even if it's just for 2 people, I'm confident they can destroy that thing, no matter who they are.
Those are the best. And it's like $6. I'm pretty sure they're probably still only $6.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure. Just like the chickens.
Yeah. Apple pie's really good too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Is it the same price? Apple pie?
It's
probably
accidentally vegan. The apple pie.
Oh wow.
I think so.
That's awesome.
I saw a really funny video of some girl who said that she's vegan, but the eggs that she eats are also vegan because the chickens eat vegan items,
Wow.
which is not vegan. If you are vegan, don't eat eggs.
Okay.
So anyways, I thought it was hilarious. Anyways, if you haven't picked up a bag from the church, I'm confident there might still be things available to donate. You could also bring men or women's sized thermal underwear to the church, because I know that they're giving that to Valley Oasis shelters for homeless families in the AV. So either way, we're gearing up to have a lot of opportunities for people to give back to the community in some way. And
Yeah.
so I encourage you guys to check out all that fun stuff. And that's what's happening in our neck of the woods. Back to you, Al.
Hey, Jessica, I see you got a cat visitor in your webcam.
Yeah, it's
Hi, Al. Hi, Al.
This is Al.
Al is on the podcast here with us.
Yeah. I'll bet she's allergic to noise. Anyways.
They're the ones making all the noise, not stuff.
But
speaking of vegan,
Methodist moment after Tim says something.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of like pescatarian now. I basically I think it's really rare for me to have like chicken, beef, or pork.
Yeah.
I think the last time I had chicken was like maybe like 2.5 weeks ago or something like that. So like my daily diet for like protein is mozzarella cheese from Costco. And it's working out really well. It's super convenient. Because what I used to do was I bought rotisserie chickens from Costco, and I would always have to worry about them going bad all the time. But cheese has an amazing shelf life. And then eggs are just like super convenient as well. So it's a real nice lifestyle. It's not for everybody, but it seems to be working pretty well for me. So
that's great.
Oh, thank you.
That's good, Tim. Gotta love those eggs.
Yeah, exactly. You got eggs at your lovely farm, and that's those are the best eggs, you know.
Jason made a joke at his concert. He alluded that he was going to come out, and he said he's not a vegan, and he said he used to be a vegan, and then he said, I eat eggs sometimes. Top of cheeseburgers.
Wow.
Oh, Jason.
Oh, Jason. That's funny. That's funny. Well, let's
so let's jump in to the Methodist moment.
Yeah.
Methodist moment. So did we actually know what we were going to share on the Methodist moment? If we don't, then I have an idea.
I'll do it.
You'll do it? Yes.
Yeah,
wonderful. What do you have?
I know someone who has a Methodist moment, and her name is
Beth.
It sounds Bethodist is going to share on the Methodist moment.
Yes.
So I want to say it was like last year or something. I went to, I think it was Dollar Tree. I went to Dollar Tree, and they had 2 different sets of these prayer cards that you can.
Oh, cool!
Wow.
There's 20 cards in each one, and when I was better at using my altar on the go, which was never, but I try to use it, you know. Anyway,
yeah.
I would sit down and I would do my ritual, and I would pray for everybody, and then when I was done praying for everybody, I would draw a prayer card and kind of like ruminate on that a little bit. And so I chose one at random, and I'm going to read it to you guys. Are you ready for today's prayer?
Yes, I'm ready.
It's not really a prayer. I guess it is, because it says today's prayer on the back. It comes from John 14:8. It's a Bible verse that says, if God is all you have all you need.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good.
I
That's
love
a nice
that.
reminder.
So
Yeah.
that's going to be my Methodist moment when it's my turn. I'm just getting prayer cards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that actually. If God is all you have. Wait, what was it again?
I forgot. I ripped the card up already. No,
What?
If
Wait,
God
what?
if God is all you have all you need. John 14:8.
Yeah, that's really special to me actually, because over the last week and a half or so, I've been listening to songs about how what was it? I think it was the Altar Sessions by Rick Pino and Abby Gamboa. And one of the songs is I'll Be Satisfied with Only Jesus. And there's other songs by Abby Gamboa like Give Me Jesus and Give Me Jesus. You can have all this world, but just give me Jesus. And then I was thinking how Jesus gives water, and that water will quench our thirst in a way where we'll never be thirsty. And so that scripture there, Beth, is just like completely falls in line with that. If God is all you have, then God is all you need. Is that what it was? I'm sorry. Oh, I think you're muted, Beth.
I think I was muted, Tim. If God is all you have all you need.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really nice. And I think we as Christians, I think that's a really powerful how and really when we it reminds me of giving everything to God as well. And that's something else that was like a really impactful thing for me the last few days. There's this idea of giving all of what you have, like your desires, your anxieties, your sadness, like everything, giving it to God. And basically, there's a lot of ways to understand, or there's two ways to understand it. The one that I picked up was that's basically putting it on God's altar. It's like you're bringing it to the altar, all of these things about yourself. And then it's basically surrender. And that is like such a powerful thing. And it really helped me feel better a few days ago when I was having like a lot of anxieties before I figured out about like how my thoughts can kind of make me feel uncomfortable in general. Before that, I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to give it all to God. And that's going to make me feel that just made me feel so much better. So yeah, God is all you need. Basically, if we can get to that point in our spiritual journey at various times in our life, it's just really, really a special thing.
Yeah, I like that. Thanks for sharing, Tim. And thanks for the Methodist moment, Beth.
Yeah, thank you, Beth.
You are welcome. Great.
Oh, the other way to understand bringing ourselves to God is it's like being taking it to the cross, and then like you kind of, it's like you're united with Jesus in his resurrection, and so you bring all the things to the cross, and then you're resurrected with Jesus, like as your new self, and you don't have to worry about all that stuff that you brought to the cross. So it's like you have the altar, and then you have the cross. So yeah.
Well, this kind of leads us into this past Sunday's sermon, and we're continuing the Wait What series, and this one was focused in on Acts chapter 10, 1 through 11 and 18. Let's see.
We could also jump back to the other sermon too.
Yeah, we can always
let's focus on the most recent one first.
Yeah. Peter's picnic pigeon. Just kidding, it's vision, but everything started with a P, so I thought I would continue saying it with a P. But Peter's picnic vision. And I thought this was super awesome because some of the things that Pastor Jim mentioned were things along the lines of what God has made clean, you must not call profane. And I like this because a lot of times people are under the assumption that they can state things that are unclean, or I'll just say they judge people for certain reasons. And I
was
really
thinking about that too.
Yeah, I appreciated this sermon because it was a way for us to be reminded that, you know, God has said that, you know, what he says is clean, and that is all of us. And I think that's a great reminder for us to remember, and that we're all an inclusive church because God was inclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what did you guys have as far as a takeaway?
Yeah, it's kind of going off of what you were saying, Jessica. It's truly, it's marvelous to think that God's message is so inclusive, and it's like, why would it not be, right? Jesus says, love your neighbor as yourself. So that means that like our neighbors are everybody that you know, everybody is God's children, and like it just makes so much sense for God's message to go out to everybody. And it always just seemed really off to me that people would exclude certain people from God's house. I mean, it doesn't make it really didn't make a lot of sense to me, considering that God does say to love our neighbor as ourselves. So yeah, that's a really special thing. And specifically getting into the sermon though, I thought it was really interesting how Peter got that vision. Like he was in prayer and then he had a trance, and it like, that's just really like an interesting like trance vision to have, like a blanket with like all of the basically what was originally understood to be unclean, like animals, or just like unclean, like what not to be consumed. And then God says that those things are clean. And it's really like, it's really like relatable that Peter had a prayer and then he went into like a kind of a trance. And it reminds me of what I've kind of been experiencing with like stillness and so forth, and like trying to have more of a prayer life. It's like God meets us in like our prayers and our stillness. And I think it's really special that God will reveal like new insights to us over time. And what's really fascinating is this is like the perfect segue into the Wesleyan quadrilateral, because like Peter had an experience of God, and using his reason, he was able to see that, oh, well, this thing about food, you could also relate it to people as well. Just like food is no longer considered unclean, there are no unclean people. And so I think that's really like, he kind of was setting an example for us. And like recognizing what God was speaking to him. And then he was like actually able to piece it together with his life using his reason. But then looking at how things were traditionally practiced. And then it's like, well, God is telling me that we need a new tradition here. And that's why I really love the United Methodist Church, and how, like, of course, like all the Christian denominations came together with like not upholding slavery anymore, but like United Methodist Church is like leading the charge, so to speak, with recognizing our LGBTQIA plus members. And I think that's really like a step forward for inclusivity and like recognizing that God is revealing to us how we can be more loving to our neighbor by inviting this community into the church. And so yeah, I think it's a really beautiful thing. What Pastor Jim shared with us this past Sunday. And I'm really glad that he pointed that out, honestly, because I had no idea about the unclean food thing, like why we no longer like consider food unclean anymore. And like right there in Acts, it's like, this is like the reason that we don't do that tradition anymore. We have a new tradition that's brought forward by Peter having that insight from God. And then Jesus, it follows suit with what Jesus was saying too, in a lot of ways. So yeah. So that's my takeaway for this sermon.
I like it.
I do too.
Thank you.
You touched on the Wesleyan quadrilateral. Mhm. You said the phrase, wait, what? Probably.
I think I said it even before the sermon.
Oh, yeah. We can check mark both of those.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. The thing that what the sermon made me think of was one of the songs that we sing sometimes. It's one of my favorites. The ground is level at the foot of the cross, meaning
yes,
we're all deserving of that salvation, not, unless you're this, unless you're that, unless you're the other. And that song's a banger. That's all I have to say.
That's awesome. I'm so glad you said that, because Christian music has just been like such a blessing for me lately. So when we're done recording, I am going to be listening to that song for sure. Yes. And I'll probably add it to my gigantic playlist of songs. I have like over 100 Christian songs on there now.
Nice. It's awesome. What about you, Jessica? What did you think, Jessica?
Yeah.
Great question. Sorry if you hear a screaming child in the background.
I can't hear the screaming child. That's now a barking dog, because my dogs bark all the time and you guys can't hear it.
I didn't hear either the screaming child or the barking dog. So I'm just here in the silence of boredom with no sounds.
Great. Well, there was a specific part of the sermon that I really appreciated and I thought was great. It was when he mentioned it's hard for us today to be open and receptive to claims of new and direct actions of God, especially when it challenges our long-standing religious convictions. He also shared a quote from J. Bradley Chance that said, "The idea that God can really offer fresh insights and directions that are so contrary to both tradition and the assumptions of the communities of which we are part humbles our arrogant assurance that we always know the will of God." And that's just huge. I think it's just a constant reminder that if anybody ever because if God's all you need, then
all you have. That's how it goes. If God is all you need, that's all you have.
Yeah. And but it's one of those things where I feel like the word certainty is it can be so dangerous because like I think if somebody were to be like, hey, is this true that whatever, I mean, it could pertain to anything. It could be like a recipe. It could be gas prices. It could be faith, what have you. And if you're like, no, I'm sure that it's this is what it is. I think that is kind of dangerous because I think about, oh my gosh, like there's like, we don't know everything as much as we want to be able to have the control and the understanding and the knowledge and just the, you know, the, I don't know, just to understand everything. It will never happen. And I think anybody who claims to think that they know it all is, or that this is how it is, or this is what God said. Well, that may be what God said, but do you know what he's saying now? And do you know what he'll say to you in a month? We don't know those things. So
exactly.
And so I think that's just a really great reminder and refresher of how important it is for us to continue to be open to where God leads us and to what God wants to humble our hearts with. And maybe we don't even realize it, but maybe our hearts are hardened when it comes to certain topics or conversations.
Wow.
And so that's kind of, you know, where my head went when it came to the sermon on Sunday. I love when we get the Wait What series, because it really challenges the way that a lot of us think we know. And so yeah, but that's what I got out of this sermon this past Sunday. It was really good.
Yeah, that's awesome, Jessica, about how you were you brought up some really important key concepts, like, yeah, people being so like certain that their way of believing is like what they think is the quote unquote right way, and how they're just like gatekeeping God's love as a result of it. I think that's just like a huge problem. And like anything that's going to keep us from loving another person, that seems like a big red flag to me. But yeah, it's like, I really like how you said how God will continue to reveal like new insights to us, and that there's proof in the Bible that that's exactly what happened with Peter. And so why would that not be true today? Like we just continually having like evolving culture. So why would God not evolve with us? Of course, God is going to evolve with us. So yeah, and it's interesting. The moment that you said certainty, it made me think of this book that I haven't read yet, but now I realize I probably should read sooner rather than later. It's this book called The Sin of Certainty by Peter Enns. And I already know that I really like Peter Enns because I read a lot of The Bible Tells Me So. So I just thought I would share that. And yeah, I think people tend to think that I don't know where they get this idea from, that like they have like an idea of what God wants, and then that's just like the idea, and all the other ideas are false. I don't know why people have that idea in their heads that makes sense. If there's anything that we should be certain about, it's our faith in God, and it's God's love for us.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Everything else is just kind of like up to God, basically, and what God reveals to us, and how His love can envelop us, and how we can share His love more, basically. So.
Yeah, it's true.
I am certain that you will read that book.
Really? Oh, that's cool. Thank you. No, yeah, you know what? I'm going to put it on my reading list. I'm going to find a way to actually read that book, because I think that would be really special.
The word certainty is dangerous, so I just doomed you into not reading it. I'm so sorry.
Right. But I can be like uncertain about my certainty, and therefore my certainty of being uncertain will somehow come to fruition, and I'll read the book or something. I don't know.
I feel the same way about the word promises, though. Like, and it's when you have kids, I well, even when I don't have kids, I'm very, very careful when I use the word I promise, like, oh, we'll get ice cream later today. I promise. And then if I don't get ice cream for my kids later today, they're like, but you promised. And then, they're like, my mom's a liar. And then everybody's crying. I don't know,
I'm glad you brought that up, Beth, because I've been starting to feel the same way about the word sorry or apologizing. I'm trying not to apologize about everything anymore. And like, if it's something that I really did on accident and it was a mistake, then I'm going to apologize. But if it's something that I just kind of like, I'm just expressing myself in a certain way or whatever, and I didn't feel like I did anything wrong, then I'm not going to apologize, because I think it kind of just renders the word meaningless. And then people really have no idea what my true intentions are anyway. So yeah, it's like there's these words that we kind of have to be careful when we use them, because otherwise it could give people the wrong idea.
Is it too late now to say sorry?
What? What?
Your body.
It's too late to apologize. It's too late. Yeah,
that's a good one as well. Yeah, yeah. It's true though.
Yeah,
I quit making promises when I started to have a lot of my ADHD symptoms come to light, because I was like, no, I promise I'll get all this taken care of, and then it's like disappointment.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, sorry.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. That's another thing for sure. Yeah, I was looking, I think that the Bible talks about promises, but I'm trying to find that verse. I don't know.
His promises?
It's okay. God has promises that he fulfills, but I thought that there was some advice that he gave about promises, but I don't remember what it was now. So I'm not going to promise that I'll be able to get this and then in the next podcast episode.
We're certain of that, Tim. We're certain of that.
Relative, sort of. Documentary.
Hey, before we jump into prayer requests, do you the two of you have anything you want to share on the other sermon? Because I had one thing I wanted to share.
No.
Well, I was. Can I finish what I was gonna say?
Oh, go ahead. No, please.
I watched the Charlie Sheen documentary, and that thing was like a trip, like from start to finish. And I highly recommend it. It didn't. I mean, that guy's done so much and has been, like the bad boy of Hollywood for so long. But what I loved the whole thing was he owned up to everything. He didn't try to make himself look like this, like good, nice, squeaky clean guy. He's like, yeah, I've got issues. This is what I did. Anyway, at one part in the documentary, he's talking about how they wanted him to be in the Karate Kid, but he had this other movie that he was supposed to be doing that conflicted with the movie. And
Wow.
So he talked to his dad about it, who is famous actor Martin Sheen, who was the President Bartlett in The West Wing. And he was like, oh, they want me to do this part in the Karate Kid, but I have this other thing. I'm thinking about just blowing off the other movie so I can do this like better part or whatever. And his dad, Martin Sheen, President Bartlett, told him, no, you're going to do the other movie because you gave them your word, and your word means everything in this business. And I thought that was really cool and really powerful. And did he resent his dad a lot because of that? Yeah, sure. But then later he realized that, his dad was right. So.
Wow. That's really awesome. Actually, I'm really glad you shared that, because I mean, if we're gonna say words, then it's helpful to be precise. That's the point. Like we're trying to communicate better. Then if we can't meet a certain expectation, then we'll just say so. Or if we can, then say so about that. Like, so then it kind of like it's kind of everybody's on the same page, and that's a really good thing, ultimately. So if we can't promise, then that's okay. If we can't be certain about something, that's okay. If we shouldn't apologize about something because we're just expressing ourselves truly, then that's okay, you know. So that, yeah, not going back on our word. What is it? The old saying: "Say what you mean and mean what you say."
Exactly. Speaking of saying what you mean and meaning what you say, what say you about the sermon from 2 weeks ago, Tim?
Oh, yeah. Thanks. So there was a lot to unpack there, but
the last sermon was called the
Witch of Endor, I think, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was a really intriguing sermon because it basically was really ironic. All in all, it's like the King Saul, basically did things that he originally condemned, like basically that the medium in the New Revised Standard Version, what she couldn't practice what she was doing anymore. But then King Saul was actually going for her services, and he disguised himself so that she wouldn't know that it was King Saul right away. And like then he basically is like I can't spell out all the irony. I think that the Bible says it better, but yeah, it's just a very ironic like situation in general. But the thing that really stood out to me though, but that was kind of funny to notice that. But the thing that stood out to me is what Pastor Jim said towards the end of the sermon that really changed my my spiritual journey and put it in a much more positive and more capable like practice. And that's that instead of seeking out things of this world or things that like maybe our spirit moves us to go towards those things in a beneficial way, we might consider like actually directly seeking God's like guidance, like whether it's prayer or reading the Bible or listening to Christian music or like kind of more direct ways of connecting with God. And I felt like that was really special for me to hear because I felt like I was connecting with God, but in less direct ways. And by incorporating more direct ways into my faith journey, it's been really like a blessing and really helpful for me. So I feel really encouraged after hearing that from Pastor Jim, and it really helped me a lot. So yeah,
That's great.
thank you.
2 takeaways from the last sermon. Has anyone in this Zoom call watched Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
I haven't.
Okay, it's really good, but watch it at your own risk. There's a lot of stuff in it. So the Saul in this story kind of reminded me of how Saul Goodman from Better Call Saul would behave, like trying to just like
Oh,
what was the part about like they were supposed to like give everything or sacrifice everything that they had or something, but Saul was keeping valuables for himself so that he could do something with them later. I don't really know. But I just got a whole Saul Goodman vibe from this version of Saul in
wow.
And he later went on to do a spin-off, which is a prequel to Breaking Bad called Better Call Saul, which is also very good. That was my first takeaway. I was like, hey,
Wow.
Saul. And the second one, I just happened to, so I listened to, I was walking the dogs today, and then I realized as we were walking that I would have to go to choir right after. And then I was like, when am I going to watch the sermons? I realized I had an hour in between there, but later, but I listened to one of the sermons on the way to choir, and then I listened to the other one on the way home from choir.
Nice.
today I also apparently I'm only going to listen to Steve Burns' podcast every 2 weeks. So I listened to a second episode today, and he has different guests on and has a topic question. I can't remember what the topic question was, but he had on a hospice nurse, and he was talking to her about the end stages of life, and two things that and how most people are afraid of death, and but there were two things that she said that stood out, and the first one was our bodies were basically made to die, like they're designed to die. So it's like your body's not special, it's just going to die one day anyway.
Wow.
So that was the first one. And then the second thing that she said was that in her experience, people die the way that they lived. And that kind of blew my mind a little bit, and Steve's mind. So he was like, wait, so I'm just going to be a neurotic bald guy when I die? Same, except not bald. And I thought that was interesting. That's all I got.
That kind of gives that makes me feel better, actually. Like, how when people are like, they, it kind of lends itself to being making it easier to accept death, I think, because it's like, okay, what I'm doing now I can just continue to do, and then like it kind of brings forth a sense of optimism, right? So that's really nice. That's cool.
Because for me, it's not the fear of dying for me. And I know that as Christians, like, I'm just being a silly head, but it's like, it's the being dead part that freaks me out. I'm like, but I'll be dead. Like, what's like really going on so
right.
I'm worried about the being dead part, not the dying.
I feel like that would be really boring to be dead.
Yeah, exactly. Right. The actual being dead part. Yeah. That, I think I like that idea that it could just be really boring. But then of course we have the hope of the afterlife with Jesus, but it's like, it's interesting. I do like contemplating these things, because it kind of it helps you come to terms with, like, not only that so important, like, understanding, but it also brings to light how precious every moment is, and how special it is to be alive. Like, just waking up every morning is a blessing, like something to be grateful for, and kind of falls into like just gratitude in general, and how important that has been for me in my life. And I think it's just, gratitude is just so like amazing, and praising God is kind of like a form of gratitude.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
It's true. Well, guys, I feel like we've learned a lot from each other today.
Yeah.
I know I have. I hope things that I've shared, you guys have learned something as well. Otherwise, what are we doing?
I learned TMI as an anagram.
Yeah.
That was fun when I learned.
Yeah. I was wondering if we actually got that into the podcast episode, so I'm glad you brought that up, Beth. Yeah.
No context.
That was a big discovery, that my name Tim is an anagram for TMI.
Prayer requests, anybody? TMI, I mean Tim.
Let me think. Not a TMI prayer request. Maybe I'll save that for next episode. I think I would just like a prayer to continue on the path that I'm looking to be on now, which is to just kind of focus on stillness in my thoughts and in my actions, so that I can find that that better capability to do things that really matter to me, like maybe being like a loving person more, maybe doing things that like really mean something to me, like reading more, and just not wasting my time with things that don't really matter. So I think by having more stillness, or just basically embracing boredom and in the more difficult times, I think it'll help me get my terms back in check, like the terms for myself, instead of just like not valuing my time, actually valuing it significantly. Because I just think back to how it was before smartphones and before social media. It's like when we weren't interested in doing something, it was actually hard to find something to do. But now we have these devices that just like are designed to distract you from your boredom. And that was like a big epiphany for me, to realize that we don't even have those opportunities to be bored anymore unless we actually actively seek them out. So anyway, prayers for me to just kind of find that stillness, to have therapy in my life. And also a prayer for anybody that needs one, as we approach the holidays, that people aren't too stressed, but have a sense of gratitude and joy, and peace.
That's really, really nice, Tim.
Yeah, thanks, Tim.
Thank you.
I'll go ahead and go.
So Jessica.
I think prayers for us to try to figure out a way to feel like we're catching up, even if we're not, at least a way to allow for us to feel that way. Continued prayers for Amber, because she's in her graduate program, and so that makes things really exciting in terms of balancing more things.
Wow, yeah.
So yeah, that's my prayer request. Maybe I'll mention if anybody is anticipated to potentially be impacted by the funding of SNAP benefits. I hope that the church can potentially help in that area as well. I know we're doing things within the community, but for families specifically that will be impacted by food and stuff, maybe there's something that can be put in place that we can assist maybe people in the church or people that people in the church know of, because if we can be of help, we would like to be of help in that way.
Thanks, Jessica. Yeah, that's really nice. And definitely, I hope, I pray that you and Amber can find that peace even in the midst of the busyness. But maybe you'll have times where it is less busy too, and that would be nice too. So, yeah. What about you, Beth? Beth?
Yes. Continued prayers for Owen and his health stuff. They put him on some medication that he started yesterday, and he also has ADHD, and he hasn't been taking his ADHD medication, mostly because he was worried that might with like his health stuff, like he stopped taking it in case that was impacting, like he's been to the cardiologist and the neurologist, but so he stopped taking it in case that was like affecting, like, or making his symptoms worse from his thing. And so so he stopped taking that for a couple months, and then he went to get his prescriptions filled this time, and he's on a new medication and also his ADHD medication, but one of his medications, and I don't know if it's because they were mixed together, like was making him feel super high. So he thought it was his new medication, but then he's like, no, I think it's my ADHD meds that are making me feel high. And I don't know if it's because his system's not used to them anymore, but anyway, first for him that he gets it figured out, and continued prayers. Wait, I didn't say this part on the podcast. I said it last week in choir. My mom last week had rotator cuff surgery. Oh, it wasn't rotator cuff surgery. It was rotator cuff surgery the first time. And then I think she's had rotator cuff surgery on both of her shoulders. And then she fell through our deck and then completely undid what was done on one of hers. Had to have surgery again and recover. It's like a months-long process to recover from. And so recover from that and fell through the deck again. My stepdad needs to fix the deck or do something because my mom can't keep falling through. Wrecked it again, worse. This time had to have surgery again. It's a month long.
Oh my gosh.
Heal from. But yeah, so she had that last week and I think she's doing okay. But I also told her that because she's done this surgery so many times, she should be really good at recovering by now. And just continued prayers for my family and all their dumb health stuff.
Yeah.
And
yeah, 100%, Beth. Yeah.
Those who need it. I felt like you guys prayed for other people and I need to as well.
Well, I kind of was thinking like, I was kind of just asking for prayers for myself all the time on previous episodes. And then I had thought about how you were putting in prayers for Owen, Beth, and then Jessica, you and Amber, and you mentioned your family members as well. And like, so that I thought that I would try to be more like, what is it? Selfless.
Inclusive.
Yeah. Inclusive is another one. Yeah. Inclusive with prayers. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's a really special thing that we can do, pray for others and that,
Take a leave a prayer.
What?
Take a prayer, leave a prayer. It's like
leave
a penny thing, but with prayers.
Yeah.
We could literally do that too if we wanted to with these prayer cards.
That is so cool.
Oh, hold on. I found another prayer card and I'm going to read it too. Do you guys want to hear what it says?
Yes, please.
Please.
It says, stay mad, you Methodists.
Wait, is that what it was?
We all have different names. No matter what
that was kind of like the start. Are we starting?
Methodist to the madness. Methodist to the madness. Methodist to the madness. Methodist to the madness.